What's going on, everyone? Welcome to this week's episode of What's New in Tackle Warehouse. It's cold now, fall bite is going on. Locally, the fishing's been great. A lot of numbers, hopefully the bite's going on in your area as well. Bunch of stuff for you today. First one, got a whole bunch of stuff from a company, FMTC, Fishing Magician Tackle Company. This first one here is the Posse 6-shooter umbrella rig. Pretty unique umbrella rig. This umbrella rig was actually responsible for catching one of the biggest bass in Clear Lake's history. Someone caught a 16-pounder on this rig, I believe, earlier this spring. Super cool rig. You can kind of change it up. The way they designed this, it's got snaps and ball bearing swivels on everything. So you can kind of reconfigure it in any kind of way you want. If you want to run your 5 baits on there, if you're in California, you run 3 hooked baits and move them to whatever side you want. They got a sweet resin bait fish here in the middle, so helps keep the rig keeled, and then actually helps keep down in the water column a little bit, so kind of prevent your rig from coming up as much as some of the other rigs out there do. And as you notice, it's got this big long wire on here on the front. So you tie onto this wire and it brings your connection point a little bit farther away from the center of the rig. That just helps eliminate line fouling issues. And also if you get it snagged up, this gives you a different pivot point. So you'll be able to get your umbrella rigs free a lot easier with this system here. You can also roll it off the split ring if you don't want to run it and just run it like a normal umbrella rig. But don't worry about spooking any fish off. You already got 6 wires on there and snaps and all this terminal. This little wire is not going to stop any fish from coming to bite your baits. All right, some of the other things we got here, we got their new Crasher Craw. So this is a sweet little creature bait, craw style bait, soft plastic, as you notice here in the middle of it. It's kind of a skeletonized craw, so it produces a lot of vibration, moves a lot of water, but this is like the butt end of it is reinforced. It's really durable plastic, so it's specifically made to be threaded onto jigs and for flipping and pitching. So this is not going to get torn up like some of the other softer, more salted soft plastics. It's got these alternating flapping legs on there, so it gets a lot of action, but just a super cool bait for flipping, pitching, punching through matted vegetation, flipping jigs, stuff like that. Really cool craw you guys want to check out. All right, next up from them, we also got the new Raft soft jerk baits. So see, these are super cool, soft plastic, soft jerk baits. It's a little bit different than all your, fluke style baits that are out there on the market. These, because they're flat and narrow, they actually have a really nice gliding action, and they're really erratic when you twitch them. You can even run these on a Nico rig or something like that with a nail weight in the head. You can run these on a scrounger bait if you want. Just a little bit different soft plastic jerk baits. And then one of the ones I like the most here, we got their new Wedding Crasher weedless swim jig. Super cool design on this one. As you can see, articulating hook, no weed guard on there because it just has a big Gamakatsu EWG hook on there. So you just rig up your soft plastic trailer just like Texas rig style, and it's completely streamlined. Slips right through cover. You're not gonna have any problems, fishing through heavy cover like you do with a normal fixed hook swim jig with a weed guard on it. And got a nice skirt on there. Just a cool little design, a little bit different than all your other swim jigs out there. Next one, so we got their new Voodoo series of baits. This is a super cool idea. So we got their Voodoo's customizable swim jig, and it's customizable because you have this semi-open eyelet on the front on there. And what that's for is they have a bunch of different attachment options. So they have a Voodoo, they have a vibrating jig blade, they have spinnerbait wire arms, and then they also have a buzzbait arm attachment. So you can rig up whatever you want. So, you can get all the different accessories, a couple of different jigs, and you can make about 1 million different combinations of jigs and, different arms and blade attachments. So cool idea. Just gives you a lot more options than, just buying a single spinnerbait, single jig, single buzzbait, things like that. All right, we got a few new blade baits from Blade Runner. Blade Runner's been making blade baits forever. They're fish catching machines. If you haven't tried them, you definitely need to check them out. So we got their new Turbo Tail. So it's just their version of a tail spinner. Got that nice, premium little Indiana blade on there. So it thumps a lot, produces a lot of flash. And then instead of a treble hook, it's actually got a fixed hook on the top. So, it's a lot stronger of a hookup ratio than having a treble hook on there. Then you can also just you can cast and wind this, you can vertical jig it. You can do a lot of things with this versus what you could do with just a straight traditional jig and spoon. And then they also got their new Dust Spoon 1 ounce. This is super cool because it actually has a lot more details in it than the other Dust Spoons. It has the little fins, nice compact shad profile body on there. Cold water is here, and it's going to be next few months of blade baits and vertical jigging is going to be on. So if you guys haven't tried it out, definitely need to check out some of the new Blade Runner stuff. All right, from Westin, we got the new Westin Hypo Twist. This came out at ICAST. Just a cool prop style topwater design out there. A lot of companies make these now. This one's got this large boot tail on there. It thumps really hard. It's soft plastic too, so it catches quite a bit of water and makes a pretty unique sound. There's a little bit different. Got two super sharp treble hooks on there, but they got these little soft fins, on the pectoral fins and the dorsal fins. They come with extra fins in the package, I believe. And then just a little bit different presentation than all the other prop style baits on there. Extremely lifelike, makes a little bit different noise. Make sure you want to throw this one in your boat because when everyone's throwing the same thing, it's nice to have something that's just a little bit different. All right, we got a few new reels here. This first one here is the new Okuma high-speed spinning reel, the Apixer. So a lot of people want a high-speed spinning reel. Okuma is giving you guys one. This is an awesome reel. It's actually it's rated for saltwater as well. So you don't have to worry about, taking it into salt water, fresh water. This thing's gonna hold up. And it comes in a 6-to-1 gear ratio. So pulls in a lot of line per crank. They have the oscillation slow down on it, so it improves the line lay on the actual spool itself. But if you guys are looking for a high-speed spinning reel, this is definitely gonna be one you wanna check out. All right, from Shimano, we got the new Shimano Sparrow spinning reel. So this is built off the 2015 Stratic, and I mean, the Stratic is almost, sometimes the benchmark for spinning reels. An awesome spinning reel, it always is, always has been. And what they did is they took that spinning reel and they enhanced it with their Core Protect and, a bunch of saltwater features. So they make it stronger, it's gonna last a lot longer, it's gonna hold up to any kind of, inshore fishing, when you're doing redfish, speckled trout, fishing for spotted bay bass, anything like that. This is gonna be one you wanna check out. Comes in at, I believe, $119.99. So just tremendous value at what all the features that you're getting. So the Stratic used to cost $199. You're getting all that plus saltwater features for, I believe, $119 now. So awesome reel. All right, we got a bunch of new boxes here from Gruv Box. So we got their new crankbait box and we got the new jig box. These are super cool tackle boxes. The jig box, it's got all these slits in here. They're proprietary, the slit finish silicone in there. So you can pack this thing full of jigs, full of hooks, whatever you want to put in there, and they are locked in place. They don't go anywhere. And then the same thing, they also got crankbait box, so you can put in your crankbaits, top waters, any of your hard baits in there. There's room for your hooks to hold down these slots, and these things hold your crankbaits, firmly in place. So your baits aren't going to be rattling around inside your box, getting unorganized, getting chipped and beat up. Same thing with the jigs. You're going to keep everything nicely organized. You can have them all laid out by size, color, however you like. To go along with those, we also got their launch pads, which is the same technology that's in the boxes, but just in a little bit smaller form. These have 3M on the bottom, so you can stick them anywhere. Perfect for boats, even kayaks. When you're cutting stuff off and you throw it down on the bottom of the carpet of your boat or just throw it on the ground, don't have to do that anymore. You can put these, wherever you want. When you're changing baits out or you want to have a couple things you want to throw throughout the day, so you don't have to get into boat compartments, tackle boxes, and be digging around and just wasting time. So you kind of keep stuff out and ready for quick access. Just cool little accessories here by Gruv Box. All right, last up, we got a couple new rods from Daiwa. So the first one here is the new Daiwa Islay series. So we have these in casting and spinning. So these are actually made for the Gulf Coast fishing, for everyone fishing for redfish and speckled trout. These are high-end rods. They have a really responsive blank on here. They have most of the blanks have pretty moderate actions on them because most people throw in real small like weightless flukes and stuff like that in really shallow. So these things are made to cast baits really far, extremely lightweight, and then they also have markers on them. So right here up at the front, there's a mark for speckled trout, and then there's a mark for redfish for the legal size keep limit on there. So it's just a cool feature. Eliminate having to keep carry a measuring tape with you. And the last one here is their new BLX rods, bass rods. These are super high-end, awesome rods. So these are built off Daiwa's JDM line. They're black label rods, which are amazing rods. So these feature a couple different blank technologies. They're X45 and they're 3DX, I believe. So it's a woven carbon technology. So you get a really, really thin carbon blank on here, but they're extremely strong. So the whole rod is super lightweight. I mean, it's got only weigh a couple ounces in your hand. You can barely feel it. Also got the Fuji SIC guides on there, so extremely sensitive and like the lightest weight guides you can get. So if you guys are a fan of JDM high quality rods, they brought those JDM style rods to the US, and they redid all the actions for, you know, U.S. style fishing. It's the different size blanks and actions that U.S. anglers like. They changed it up, used all that technology, you know, geared them towards U.S. anglers. So if you're looking for a high-end rod, super high quality rod, this is definitely going to be the one you want to check out. All right, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of What's New at Tackle Warehouse. For more information or purchase products seen here today, make sure to click shop or link in the description below. If you enjoyed this week's video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, let us know in the comments which one of these products you're most pumped about.